Hello, I am Petronichu. Today speak about list and for each. Previously, I created couple videos when I using for each with VStack and LazyVStack, with HStack and LazyHStack. Link for this video I put below in description. List and for each similar in some parts. What is a list? List is a container that presents rows of data arranged in a single column. Inside of a list container, our rows with data will be placed one under the another. With this container, we can also create loop over range of value and loop of any types. And also, we can simply put different view inside our list container without create any loop. Next, for each. For each structure, the compute view on demand from the collection of identified data. With for each, we can create loop over range of value and loop of any types. And also, we must tell SwiftUI how for each can identify each of our items. Main similar thing with list container and for structure. List of structure can create vertical scroll view by placing view one under the another. But when using for structure, we can create not only vertical scroll view and also horizontal scroll view when we place our for structure inside HStack and LazyHStack and also inside horizontal scroll view. Let's go to my project. I create a new project. Name my project list for each 01. Second, I select file content view. Inside the file, be working. Inside the file, we have content structure. Inside the structure, first we have random numbers array with random number inside this array and text view. Now on the canvas you can see how look our text view. Then I will be using simulator. And now I create a list. And you can see how look our list in our screen area. For create a list, I take random number array and list container, and then I create a loop over all value inside our random number array and put each value from our random number array inside each text view what we placed inside each row in our list container. For example, now you can see with list container I create a loop over all value inside our random number array and take each value from our random number array and put inside each text view what we placed inside each row in our list container. And also I add padding 20 to the top in our list container because without padding, first row from our list container will be placed close to the status bar area. And now on the simulator you can see how look our list what we create with list container. For example, now you can see we create a list with list container. Our list with list container take all three space area in our screen area. And also you can see inside each row we have text view with different number inside each text view. And also we can click and drag our list for scroll view inside our list container because list container is also scroll view. Now I want to explain how we can display view with list container without create any loop. For example, now you can see I create a list with list container. Simply put different view inside list container without create any loop. We have a first view with the text and system image. Second, with the color red view is corner radius 10. And third view with the text and emoji. And now on the simulator you can see how look our view inside our list container without create any loop. For example, now on the simulator you can see Inside our list container, inside each row, we have each view what we placed inside our list container. But when we try to simply put different view inside ForEach structure without creating any loop, we have an error. For example, and now you can see we have an error, because when we want to display view with ForEach structure, we must create loop over range of value, a loop of any type. Now I want to create list with ForEach structure and scroll view without list container. You can see how look of a list what we create with ForEach structure. For example, now you can see I create a list with ForEach structure random number array and take each number from our random number array inside each view what we placed in our list what we create with ForEach structure. And also I put ForEach structure inside scroll view, which gives us ability to scroll through view inside our ForEach structure. And now when we run a simulator, you can see how look our list what we create with ForEach structure. For example, and now you can see we create a list with view what placed one under the another, each view with different number inside each text view. And also we can click and scroll through view inside our ForEach structure. And also, because we set background color to our ForEach structure, you can see how many places take up our ForEach structure. Our ForEach structure takes as much place as they need. On the left and on the right side, we have respace error. By default, list what we create with ForEach structure don't look very nice, but it's by default. Now I want to explain how we can create list with list container in ForEach structure together. For example, now you can see I create a list with list container in ForEach structure together. I take list container and inside list container I put ForEach structure, and then with ForEach structure I create loop over all value inside our random numbers array and take each value and put inside each text view what we placed inside each row in our list container. Now on the simulator you can see how look our list what we create with ForEach structure and list container together. For example, and now you can see we create a list with list container in ForEach structure together. And also we can click and scroll through view inside our list container, because list container is also scroll view. And first time you can say our list what we create with list container and ForEach structure looks the same when we create list with list container without ForEach structure. But when we create list with list container in ForEach structure, we have a very useful modifier. Enable this modifier on delete. ForEach structure have modifier on delete. With this modifier, we can delete item from our list container. For example, first I create a function delete item. With this function, I will be delete number from our random number array, and then I set on delete modifier, and then put inside this onDelete modifier function delete item. And when we tap to delete on our simulator, our onDelete modifier run function delete item, and this function delete item what we select from our random number array. For example, now you can see we have our list. We can scroll through our list, and when we select item what we want to delete, for example, number 10, we swipe from the right to the left side, and we have a button delete. And when we tap to delete our button, our onDelete modifier run function delete item, and this function delete item what we select from our random number array. And how you can see, random number array is a state variable. This means when we tap to delete on our simulator, our onDelete modifier run function delete item, and this function delete number what we select from our random number array. And because our random numbers array is a state variable, after we delete number from our random number array, SwiftUI takes this random numbers array and hold in the memory, and then start to destroy our content view and rebuild our content view with all view inside our content view. And then, when SwiftUI starts to rebuild the list inside our content view, should take random number array what we changed previously and hold in the memory. That means we have a new list without number 10 in our list, because previously we deleted this number 10 from our random number array.
This is the end. Thank you for watching.